Is adding subs, is that where you would, like, I guess it would be under equity, where you would start documenting owner distributions?
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yep. So basically what happens in owner distributions, you're doing your normal operations, you have zero clue, but eventually you pay some money out, okay? But depending on the way things are established in your company, that would be owner distributions. And I'll slowly start saying, this money that I pulled out of the cash bag actually goes against your equity as an owner distribution as far as what's going on. Okay?
In a negative.
Correct. Coming back out of what some of your pieces are. Okay.
And then if you were to receive a loan,
awesome.
is that a liability?
That would be a liability. Okay. You guys, these are great questions. These are pieces of the puzzle that get a little deeper. Okay. But basically, you still need to record them in order to have them play into the system. So how would you do a liability? Let's say that we got a loan as well. Like I realize we're not even worried about balancing or anything right now. I'm just trying to show you how to load the system and how to play it. So let's watch this. Balance sheet. I'm going to just go right here and say new. New. Boom. So we're probably going to be in the liability section, and let's take a look and see what we have. If we don't have enough verbiage here, you technically, if you have the admin permission, you can actually create your own. Very similar to like those expense types and deposit types, you can actually create different verbiage if you don't want it. So let's go like here, loans, note payable, okay? That's what I'll probably put it under right now. And who are we getting this loan from? Just for fun. Okay, loan from Colorado State Bank, just for fun, okay? You would kind of put in whatever was important to you. Some sort of a note, got this loan on for this and this and this, here's the terms, you know, etc. Like, you might want to put additional information in here, like what are your terms, and just any sort of documentation for you. Okay, when did this loan happen?
Maybe on the first.
Okay, that's fine. Like, what you have to realize is this date, basically what it does is it virtually takes it and says, okay, when am I coming into play? And a user maintained balance sheet item, as long as it's active, as soon as you put it into play, if I run the balance sheet here on the 24th, it's going to say, oh, you're still in play. Cool, I got you. Oh, you're still in play. Like, balance sheet pieces can keep going along and along because they'll pull. Lots of times balance sheet deals with longer amounts of time. How long is it going to take me to pay off this loan? How long, you know, for this investment or whatever. So that's what balance sheet does. We can put it any date you want, but that's when it starts playing, if that makes sense. Okay?
By definition, it's going to be more than 12 months because it's entitled long-term.
Correct, correct.
If it had to be paid in 6 months, you would have to have a different category based on
Short-term loan.
Okay.
Okay? And then you would just add a new category. Okay? Great, good question. Thank you very much. So let's just put it in for, I saw somebody else put some stuff in on the 3rd. Let's pretend that on the 3rd we decided to actually get the loan. Okay? Now, on loans, sometimes you can actually say, do I want to kind of start an amount and then slowly make it decrease, or how do you want to do this? Okay? If I had a loan and I knew it was for a certain amount, I would probably say, you know what, I'm probably going to go like this. The starting amount was, how much did we get the loan for?
20 grand.
Okay. So we're going to go $20,000 as my starting amount. I'm not even going to worry about item value right now for the second, okay? And instead of saying using assigned value, I'm going to say difference. Whatever my assigned value was, which was basically right here minus the running amount. So as I start paying or attributing interest, I want this thing to slowly start whittling down, okay? But if all of a sudden I start saying, ooh, I now have more money on this loan and this, I'd want to flip it from a difference to a running. Like, okay, just help me with the, let me micro control it is basically what that allows you to do, okay? We'll come down here, we'll say add the item, okay? So right now, the difference is basically, it's saying, here's what we got, okay? And it basically, if I go right now to my balance sheet, I don't have any sort of line items, but basically what happens is if I go to my balance sheet homepage and I run it, we come down here to the different little pieces of the puzzle, we have $20,000. So what probably should happen is it looks like I need to actually modify this thing. Let's actually go like this. And I want it to basically show up as a positive number in my liabilities, okay, even though I technically owe it. I'm just going to kind of see what happens here as far as like, once again, just kind of playing with it, saying, okay, that's not really what I wanted it to do. So it looks to me like I'm probably going to say the item value is this and the starting amount is 0. So I'm kind of just playing with it because I'm not sure. Do you see where this little asterisk is? This tells me the piece that's actually going to show up on the balance sheet here. It's not where I want it yet. So I'm going to say, all right, I'm trying, and you're going to go like this. Guess what? You need to be 0, so item value minus this, go here, and now I've got 20 grand, which is what I wanted. So now if I go back to my balance sheet homepage and I ran it, I now have a $20,000 loan that's in my liabilities section. Okay, I was kind of having to flip-flop it. I haven't been in here playing in a while, but it doesn't hurt anything. It does record history, but like, okay, cool, I now know. And check this out, watch this. So this particular date, if I actually click on the details, it started on the 3rd. So if I actually run a balance sheet for 10/1, I won't even see this. It doesn't even play, okay? So right here, if we go balance sheet and I go 10/1, we're only going to have a couple of things that even show up. Some of our initial investments and stuff like this. Run it. Okay, I don't have oh, it looks like something happened in inventory. I might want to check that. That looks a little funny. I have 30 grand in my bank. I'll need to kind of check some of these pieces. This looks like some potential invoices that are predated prior to 10/1, okay? So anyway, what ends up happening is my loan doesn't even play. Even though it exists in the system, because we're looking at it day by day, it technically doesn't play. Does that kind of make sense how that works? This piece of the puzzle, once you learn what feeds automatic and what you can manipulate manually, you can make your financials look whatever you want them to look like, okay? And so that's a very powerful piece of the puzzle, but it is technically one of the system players. It's called balance sheet items. Great, that was kind of just a quick little go at that. We've got just a little bit longer. Let's take just a quick little 5-minute break just to kind of like, okay, what do we need to do? And then we'll see what we can do to kind of recap or if you guys have any questions. So let's just do a small little 5-minute break, alrighty?